Michaela Vernava alongside both Zack Cox and Nick Goss on the eve of the Winter Classic. And guys, a lot of people turned out for the Alumni Game here today and for the women's game. It seems like we're going to get a good atmosphere tomorrow. What do you think fans will get out of this experience that they wouldn't otherwise get at TD Garden?
Well, it's going to be a lot colder, that's for sure. But I think just the feeling of watching a hockey game with 70,000 people with you, it's a very unique experience. You know, TD Garden holds about 17,000, and just being able to be in an atmosphere where it's like a football game. And I think that's really a unique experience for the hockey fan. I think a lot of people will be feeling that for the first time, and it'll be really cool for them.
Zach, what do you
I agree. There were over 40,000 fans here today for the Alumni Game, which is probably more than I was expecting, more than Ray Bourque was expecting. He said if he spoke after the game, which he did score the game-winning goal in the shootout, so congrats to Ray Bourque. He's still got it. But he was saying, yeah, if we get 20,000, 30,000, that would be awesome. They got 42,000, I believe. It filled up almost all three decks. So it was an electric atmosphere here, and that was just for the old-timers game. And I can't imagine what's going to be tomorrow for the real thing.
Taking in everything here today, what really struck me was when the Bruins and Canadiens were coming on and off the ice is seeing hockey players in eye black, which just speaks to the conditions here are definitely going to play a role in the game. Nick, what do you think is going to be the biggest factor in the game here tomorrow?
I think the ice conditions will really play a big part. I mean, PK Subban was talking about when he played in the Heritage Classic, the ice was very choppy, there was a lot of mush everywhere, and it really made passing very difficult. And for a team like the Canadiens, who are built on speed and quick passing, it can be difficult to play your game. You really have to adjust, and it can be, detrimental for you in the outcome. So I think, in the corners especially, it could be really bad for the ice, depending on how warm it is tomorrow.
Zach?
I think that the ice condition is going to be the biggest factor, but another one that I didn't really think of that a lot of the players, especially Patrice Bergeron, have brought up is the depth perception. It's kind of like how when they play some of those Final Four basketball games in these cavernous football arenas, you see lower shooting percentages sometimes because the guys, they don't have the background that they usually do. The fans aren't right next to the court. It's the same thing here. I mean, the closest fans to this rink are going to be close to 100 feet away. Patrice Bergeron was talking the other day that it just throws off your whole perception of everything. You hear the sound from far away. You don't really have the fans right up on the boards giving you that kind of motivation too. So I think it's not going to be as big of a factor as the ice conditions, which can really kind of determine the entire game. But it's a little nuance to look for.
Definitely, and an interesting factor I wouldn't have thought of. Thanks, guys. Make sure to keep it on NESN.com for all your Winter Classic news.